Hi guys, and early doors. Let us talk about the CAF's decision to sanction Senegal for their conduct at the finals of the African Nations Cup 2026, 2025. It was in 2026 anyway, but you know what happened there. On the 18th of January, the finals happened. By the end of the game, controversies forced Senegal to basically behave in a very unprofessional way. I was in support for most of it, to be fair, and I was like, walk off, walk off. But the cows have come home to roost now, and CAF have made their decision. This is their statement. So, CAF, Confederation of African Football Disciplinary Board, have imposed sanctions on the Federation of Senegal, the Federation of Morocco, and certain players and officials for the incidents during the Total Energies CAF African Cup of Nations 2025 final, which violated the CAF disciplinary code. The CAF board took the following decisions. For one, on the Federation of Senegal, they decided to suspend Pape Thiaw, the head coach of Senegal, for 5 official CAF matches for his unsporting conduct in violation of CAF disciplinary code principles of fair play and integrity, and for bringing the game into disrepute. Whatever. Honestly, CAF, you should be even embarrassed to even put the disrepute thing. You have basically managed to try and engineer the most unsporting tournament in Africa in recent years. So shut up. Anyway, it goes on to say, the coach was also fined $100,000. They have decided also to suspend Senegal national team player Iliman Ndiaye for 2 official matches for his unsporting behavior towards the referee. Was it the finger wagging? I'm not sure if it. To be fair, I remember. I think he did some crazy things as well. To fine basically the Federation of Senegal $300,000 for the improper conduct of its supporters. They're joking. They were basically goaded into it, weren't they? They were basically like refereed into unsporting behavior. Anyway, 300K for the fans for violations, which brought the game into disrepute in violation of CAF disciplinary code principles of fair play and integrity, to fine Senegal's FA $300,000 for the unsporting conduct of their players, technical staff in violation of CAF disciplinary code and principles of fair play, loyalty, and integrity. Loyalty, shut up. Because they scampered your little plan to crown Morocco. You wanted us to turn up for a tournament and just crown Morocco without telling us. You decided that. We didn't agree with it. Anyway, sorry. Let me continue. To fine the Federation of Senegal $15,000 for the misconduct of its national team due to 5 of its players having received cautions. So yeah, that is something they do even in most leagues and tournaments. If you get more than 5 yellow cards in a game, they do fine you because they're saying that, you are out of control, blah, 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 blah. It happens. And then 2, you see what a joke this is. So 2, Federation of Morocco, they decided that to suspend Akram Hakimi for 2 matches, with one of these matches suspended for 1 year from the date of the decision for his unsporting behavior. I take it that's for the tower thing, but also why are they suspending some of the sentences? To be fair, I agree with suspending the coach for Senegal, but I think some of those should have been suspended. Yeah, ban him for 2 CAF matches, suspend the other 3 would have been fairer. Because to be fair, let's be honest, that game did not have to go like that. Also, they have suspended Ismaila Sarr for 3 matches for his unsporting behavior, another towel merchant, and he has also been fined $100,000. They have also fined Morocco Federation CAF 200,000 US dollars for the inappropriate behavior of the team's stadium's ball boys during the aforementioned match. Oh, that is pretty good. I didn't know they had done that, because I think by the end, the behavior of the stewards, of the ball boys, created that environment, a siege mentality. So to be fair, they should be fined for this. So they've also fined Morocco FA 200,000 US dollars for the ball boys, 100,000 US dollars for improper conduct of the national team players and technical staff who invaded VAR review area and obstructed the referee's work in violation of the principles of fair play and integrity. Articles 82 and 83. Are you telling me that these players even went into the VAR room to try and influence the decision? You see, is that worse than what Morocco did, Senegal did? I think it's about the same. They should have fined them also a bigger amount, not 100K. So they've also fined Morocco 15K for the use of lasers by its sporting during the aforementioned match. You see how pathetic CAF are. Morocco have allowed the use of lasers throughout even against Zambia, a game you're going to win. Against the Comoros, every team they were playing, lasers were in use, and they've only fined them 15K, thousand US dollars, and then they want to be taken seriously. What a bunch of complete morons. Honestly, CAF are pathetic. Anyway, and then on the protest that was lodged by the Moroccan FA regarding alleged violations by Senegal Football Federation, violations of Articles 82 and 84 of the regulations of the African Cup of Nations. The CAF Disciplinary Board rejected the protests lodged by Morocco regarding alleged violations by the Federation of Senegal. Basically, Morocco asked that Senegal be stripped of the African Nations Cup, maybe wanted a replay or just to be handed over. Now, to be fair, when I wanted Senegal to walk off, I wanted them to walk off fully so that they could just hand over the trophy to Morocco. And I think if they had done that, very few people would have slammed them and wouldn't have counted them. But the fact is, the referee, we should respect the referee at this point. He didn't call the game off. But this CAF decision to fine everybody and to suspend some players and the manager for Senegal, I think expected. I think 5 games is extreme. They should have done 5 games, 2 of them suspended, even 3 of them suspended. So it does 2 games on the sidelines for CAF. But in the end, I think we expected some stern warnings. It is disgraceful that we even got to this end. We warned CAF about the conduct of their referees, about the conduct of Morocco before the final. Every team they played, and don't say, oh, D, you're being whatever. I've got you guys. You have been watching me through the African Nations Cup. My video on Zambia, I complained about the referee, and some of you say, Daliso, do not start complaining about the referee. You were just very poor. But I was speaking out incidents where I'm thinking, why is the referee intervening in this? Why isn't the referee playing, like letting the game flow? Why is he favoring Morocco? It was obvious from the get-go that there were instructions to the officials to make sure that Morocco lifted this trophy. And when the final started, the first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, this referee seems to be fair. But this referee is very clever as well. He was very clever because when it was very obvious and at the beginning, he was letting play happen. There were in other games, they were not even letting anyone get anywhere near. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria suffered at the hands of Morocco. They couldn't get anywhere near their players without the whistle going in favor of Morocco. Every 50-50 was going to Morocco. Goal kicks were being given as corners to Morocco. I think it happened once or twice, so it wasn't as extreme. Senegal, you tried that, and they walked off the pitch because he decided to intervene in the last seconds of a match. In the last 5-10 minutes, he decided, whatever I'm planning, I can interfere with Senegal, but I can't sort of make Morocco win. which was his plan. He wasn't trying to make Morocco win. He was trying to interfere with Senegal's ability to win the match. So basically, block their goal, which he did. And then in the end, he decided to do something he hadn't done through the game. He decided to give them a penalty, very soft penalty. And to be fair, it was a penalty, but unfortunately, he had blown the whistle for the other goal before, which just. And then there were incidents. I think this is another game where the ball had gone out of play, and then it was given as a corner instead of. Even the Morocco players were like, what was that whistle for? Why are you giving that decision? It became untenable because the standard of refereeing, the first time, do you remember Ivory Coast, how good the referees were there? I was like, absolutely wonderful. I was saying they should even be refereeing in the Premier League. We're the best. But now we are pathetic. We do not even deserve a place amongst the elites of European, Asian, and American officials because of the instructions to try and crown the Moroccans. It was disgraceful. I blame CAF. Whoever this new leadership of CAF is a disgrace. We saw it at the African Nations Cup AFCON for the women earlier in the year. Well, last year rather, not earlier last year. We saw how they started bowing to Morocco after they got done in by Nigeria. Nigerian women, they were hammered early on in their game against the Moroccan ladies. Morocco were absolutely sensational. But as the Moroccans started getting tired, the Nigerians have got a never die attitude. They started churning through the blocks. The changes they made unlocked the game, and they hammered Morocco. Basically, they went through and won the tournament. And then Morocco told CAF to ban the referee. They got the director of referees fired because this referee supposedly missed all sorts of things which were invisible to everyone else but Morocco. So they were expecting a helping hand. And they wanted to bring that same thing to the men's one. And it was so obvious for everyone to see what they were doing. But anyway, whatever the case, the fact is the African champions for 2025 African Nations Cup is Senegal and not Morocco. So yeah, good luck with your bans and your fines. CAF. Enjoy the payments, but the trophy, which is what Morocco and you wanted to give, is in Senegal for the next 2 years, and we're going to make damn sure that Morocco don't put their filthy little hands. Respectfully, actually, I don't think the Moroccan fans definitely do not deserve this. Let me tell you one thing. Except the ones in the stadium with the lasers, but the majority of them who have watched this show, they were desperate to win this trophy. But I know I would want my team and my country to win everything on merit. I do not want us to be. Otherwise, what champions are you? We don't want nepotistic trophies. So basically, let them end their win next time. Let them come to the tournament. Let them play with integrity. Had some of the most amazing players on the pitch, which you couldn't even appreciate. Apart from Hakimi, Mazraoui, a few of those players, who do you remember? Because we're all complaining about the officiating. So yeah, CAF, you are a disgrace. Thank you for fining Senegal. To be fair, they do deserve a fine for that, but they earned that trophy. The only team, we all battled Morocco and the officials and your will and lost, but Senegal didn't. They played you at your own game and you lost. That's why you've thrown your toys out of your pram. So yeah, we don't care. Otherwise, thank you so much. That was the results of the CAF sanctions. Do I agree with them? Yeah, I do, because the trophy is what is most important. And 2025, we have Senegal. Yeah, guys, I gotta go. Have a lovely, lovely, wonderful day. I've got up super early, so I gotta go. Bye.